Roman from Rise Over Run Vancouver here. Today we have a special guest, Billie Aadmi, and we're going to talk about her business, Go Mindspire, which is all about self-empowerment and taking control of your life. So Billie, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, Roman.
It's a privilege. And why don't we jump right into it? And why don't you share with us what Go Mindspire is all about?
So, Go Mindspire is all about learning the world's most powerful mind body tools in order for you to learn to actually control your thoughts. Because if you can control your thoughts, you literally can control your life.
Amen to that. I couldn't have said that better myself. So, control your thoughts, control your life, or change your thinking, change your life.
Absolutely.
Many quotes around that.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. So tell us a bit more about what you do.
So, I'm actually a designated trainer of some of the world's most powerful mind body tools, which include neurolinguistic programming, timeline therapy, and hypnotherapy, as well as actual NLP coaching. So, we use all those four modalities in a very specific way to figure out what is really getting people off where they want to go. My tagline in my company is I literally help you get out of your own way, because it literally is just us that blocks us from where we want to go. It's nobody else. So if you want to think of an analogy, we help you get from Victim Island over into Solution City.
I love that. Victim Island to Solution City. And you're right. It's totally true. It's usually us standing in our own way from getting us to where we are to where we want to go. Usually some kind of fear or just
Yep.
some kind of limitation that we have on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. And then from Victim Island to
Solution
City, that is
City.
so cool. So how do you do that? How do you and I guess in a short answer, how do you
Yeah.
get someone from Victim Island to Solution City?
Well, the analogy I use when I try to explain to people what we do, for what, first of all, we work with your unconscious mind, which is the 90% of your brain, right?
Yeah,
We're so used to just working in our conscious mind, our analytical mind. Some people call it the monkey mind. We teach you how to learn and to tap into that 90% of your brain, because that's where all the resources are for
yes.
you. And so we really focus on getting people out of their own way, getting out of that analytical mind, trusting yourself. If you use the analogy of, we always update our phones.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
first thing we got to do is get rid of the viruses and the bugs. And those are usually those repressed emotions, unresolved negative emotions, the self-limiting beliefs, the self-limiting decisions that a lot of the time are out of our awareness. And that's why we tap into the unconscious, because that's where a lot of it sits and we aren't aware of it. Once we
So
clean it
true.
out, then we figure out what apps and what programs are running in the background that are just like sucking the energy, sucking your battery life, that no longer serve you. So once we clear that out using timeline therapy, then we figure out can we readjust those programs and strategies that we're running and put in new apps that
Yeah.
will allow you to move forward in your life. Because you see, a lot of these programs and these strategies that we have are from our childhood. They're
Yes.
given to us.
Hmm.
They're not something that we created ourselves, like usually from childhood, from our parents, family, society, school, the media. These are all programs that we are given. And then usually people have what we call an awakening, that's like, wait a minute, that's not what I want to do. That's not my program. Maybe I don't want to be in this career. Maybe I don't want to
Yeah,
be in
yeah.
this job. Maybe I don't want to be in this relationship. Maybe I don't want to be in this body. And we figure out, well, what is it that's not yours and what is it that you want to do?
That's
So
amazing.
then we use the neurolinguistic programming to actually reprogram the language of your mind so that you can get to the desired outcome that you want. And then the hypnotherapy is the fun part. Well, it's all kind of fun, but the hypnotherapy is when we cinch it all in, and then we use it to set your future goals, called SMART goals. So think about it that we're basically breaking open your neurology, cleaning it all out, putting in the good stuff, and then cinching it in with the hypnotherapy.
I love that. I love the analogy you used with the cell phone, like
Yeah.
clearing up all the viruses
Yeah.
and then clearing out all the old apps that are
Right.
draining all your energy. It's so
Well, it's
true.
updating the software. That's what
Yeah,
we're doing,
yeah.
is we're updating your software so that it works for the way that you want it to work for your life, i.e., getting towards your dreams and your goals.
That's amazing. And it's so true. Everyone does have like that time in life. It's like an early midlife crisis, a midlife
We call it a
crisis.
midlife awakening.
A midlife
Yeah.
awakening. I like that.
Yeah.
So it's like it's true. So we have this time in life where we realize like what am I doing with my life,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm really not going on the path that I want to be going on, and that can also set in depression for some, and
Yeah.
people not knowing the solution on how to turn it around. So that's where you
Exactly.
come in.
Exactly. And trust me, I am my biggest testimonial, my biggest example of how powerful this work can be. And I'll share my story really quick. Is that last May, when we call them breakthroughs, because we're literally breaking through the ceiling that you are blocking yourself in and breaking through to your next level of evolution, because that's what life's about, is growing and evolving and always getting higher and higher and higher in where you want to be in life. And when I
Absolutely.
went through my breakthrough last May, everything shifted for me. Everything shifted. My real estate investing career took off. My dream to retire from my current job, which policing, just started the ball rolling. This business just started taking off, and it was flowing. And that's when you know you're doing your purpose, is when life is actually flowing and there's no big boulders coming up against you, because those boulders are given to you by the universe to say, hey, you're not on the path that you're meant to be on. You need to pivot or adjust and actually go where you're meant to be.
I like that. That is really cool. It's so true. It's like we think we have this game plan, or we think we know where we want to go,
Yeah.
and then we keep hitting these walls, or adversities, and it's
Mm-hmm.
really the universe or God saying, this
Yeah.
this isn't the path.
Yeah,
Keep adjusting. And
exactly.
we wonder why we keep hitting these walls. Is because it's still aligning us with our
Yeah.
purpose. Or
Everything has a purpose. Every heartache, every traumatic event that you've been through has been there to teach you a lesson.
yeah,
And so that's what we
I
teach
agree.
people to do, is look at it from a point of, what am I supposed to learn here?
Yes, yes,
Instead of, why did this happen to me? And we the saying out there that life is happening for you, not to you,
yes.
is really hard. It's a great concept, but it's hard for people to really understand that when they're still living in victim island. And trust me,
That's true.
I was
That's
parked
true.
hard on victim island, let me tell you. Like, I used to invite people over for margaritas and barbecue and be like, hey, come over and listen to Woe Is Me.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
never got me anywhere. It just sunk me deeper. And I
Mm-hmm.
found wound mates as opposed to
Hey,
solutions.
yes,
And it
yes.
never really helped me move forward. And now what we give people the option is, we'll give you the rowboat. We'll tell you the direction of where to go. However, we're not going to row you there.
Yes, you have to
So
put in the work.
I want to make very clear that what we do is, we don't do anything to people, especially when it comes to hypnotherapy.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times that people said, oh, what are you going to do to me? I'm
Yeah,
like, I'm
yeah, yeah.
actually not
That's
going
what
to do
I almost
yeah,
think when it comes to
I'm not
that
going to
kind
do
of stuff.
anything to
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
We actually, in our industry, see that we are the tour guide.
Yeah.
The unconscious mind is the coach,
Yes.
because the unconscious mind knows exactly what it needs to resolve. It knows exactly where it needs to go. It knows the exact blueprint for your success. All we do is provide the map of, this is where you are, this is where you want to go. Here's Solution City. We can teach you how to get there.
But you have to do the swimming.
You have
You
to
got
do
to
the,
get off the island.
I just did a workshop this weekend called Designing Your Destiny. That is a great intro into what we do. And it just kept coming up, is that we are holding up the light. We are throwing down the ladder and down into the
Yeah.
ditch that you're at, except you're the one who's going to have to climb.
Mm-hmm.
I can show you the way how to get out, except it's people have to do the work. So this is not something where we are doing something to someone,
Yeah.
where a lot of society, that's what they're used to. Well, just fix me.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Or
you
the
know,
band-aid solution, rather
exactly.
than digging to the root cause, or
Exactly.
what's really causing those issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, amazing testimony. So what do you think it was that got you into your purpose and got things flowing?
Basically, I finally surrendered to what the universe was trying to teach me, because I was fighting it.
Mm,
And the theme of what I went through, and the pandemic was such a blessing, actually, for me.
okay.
And I think it was a blessing, in disguise for the whole world, because it kind of put pause, and it gave people a chance to just sit there and reevaluate, like, where am I in life? What am I doing in life? What's my purpose? Why am I here? And
That's
that's
true.
exactly what it gives me chills when I talk
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it. It's
yeah. This
actually
is
what
crazy.
it did for me. I went through a separation during the pandemic, and there was a very dark time for me, and it was almost like my FOMO was in check,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
life was on pause, and it gave me the time to actually sit there and reflect. And it
Mm-hmm.
gave me that opportunity to just surrender to the universe and say, what is it? What am I supposed to learn here? And what I know for a fact that I came here in this lifetime to learn was forgiveness.
Yes.
And
Amen.
looking back now, all the times I got betrayed in my life, I had to have the ultimate betrayal in order for me to really truly understand what forgiveness is. And it had nothing to do about them. It was all
Mm,
about me. And that's what shifted everything for me. And when you surrender to the universe and you say, okay, I'm here, I'm ready to receive, everything starts flowing and the resources start coming. I met the hypnotherapist at a networking event, and this just last year in January.
Yeah.
And she came and gave me a session. I was like, I couldn't believe how deep she went
Yeah.
in one session, which I've been going to therapy for years.
Yeah.
And I asked her, I'm like, what happened? What did you do? And she said, well, I tapped into your unconscious mind. I was like, what do you mean? And it just sent me down the rabbit hole. And the universe provides. I got linked by someone through someone to my mentor, Dr. Kim Redmond, who's on Ontario. And the first time I talked to her and she told me about the program that she provides, which is
Yeah.
what I actually train people on now, is those
This
four
is cool.
modalities. I went from practitioner of NLP, timeline therapy, hypnotherapy, and coaching to master level, all the way to trainer, all within 9 month span.
That's amazing.
From
And
May to December, and now in January, I ran my first practitioner course. It was absolutely incredible. It's 8 days, all online. You get the 4 designations, and we're doing our next one in April. And it's so fulfilling because now it's not, I get the opportunity to not just give somebody a fish to eat for a day. I can teach them how to fish so now they can eat for life.
I
And
love it. I love
that's
it.
our mandate. And I went to school to be a teacher. I have a Bachelor of Education, so teaching is part of my DNA.
Yeah.
And I know now this is what I was meant to teach. I
Yeah.
wasn't meant to teach grade 4 social studies. I wasn't meant to teach police courses. I was not meant to teach essential oils. I used to teach classes on natural solutions. This is what I was meant to teach.
Yeah, that's
And it comes
amazing.
so naturally for me because I know I'm living my purpose. And
Yeah,
that's what I meant is when you're on the path that you're meant to be on, it's easy.
it
It doesn't have to
happens.
be hard.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't.
That's such a cool testimony. And I love how, like, because I've known you for a while now,
Yeah.
and I know you were, building some other businesses and things
Hmm.
like that, the essential oils. I think there's another business. And when you found what you're building now and how you went from learning about it to teaching it in such a fast period of
Yeah.
time, 9 months, you can tell like that's what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
You can tell the passion's there. So what did inspire you to actually go after this, start your own business, Go Mindspire, and get to the level of teaching, not just being a practitioner?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen how quickly the results can happen. Literally in 10 hours, we can have a full breakthrough. And
Wow.
I mean, I have a big goal in life, in how many people I want to impact now that I know that these modalities exist and that there is a way out way quicker than just going to, conscious talk therapy, or there's so many different modalities out there. This was the only one that really made such an impact for me and so quickly
Hmm.
that I was like, you know what? I need to teach people how to do this so that they can do it for themselves and not just for business. I mean, I work with lots of coaches to actually bring these modalities into their current coaching businesses. I mean, as a parent, I'm a single mom. I have 2 little kids, they're 7 and 8. I'm teaching them these tools and techniques too. And my 7-year-old knows how to manage her state. And there's times where sometimes I need to help manage my state because, life happens. We can't control the outside. All we can control is how we react to it and how
Yeah.
we manage ourselves, and how we feel and what we think. And we're literally one day, Roman, I kid you not, I wish I could have videotaped this. I asked my 7-year-old daughter, I said, Mama's just feeling, we call it stinky mood. Mama's in a stinky mood. Can you help me? And she
This is
did.
awesome.
And she did this sun technique. It's basically what we call an internal representation, the movie that you play in your brain. We
Yeah.
just shift it from the garbage movie into the superhero movie. And it just shifts everything in your physiology and your state and your thinking. And she did it for me so beautifully. I wish I videotaped it.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
Oh,
like,
that's
it
so
was one of the
cool.
most proudest moments. And now I know that I'm talking to them in this language. I'm
Yeah.
talking to them in when they get frustrated, and I can say, like, honey, you don't have the neural pathways yet.
That's so
We're
cool.
building the neurology.
Yeah.
I do hypnotherapy with them at night. They love it. I'm like, can mommy talk to the magic part of your mind? And they just eat it up. And I'm putting these beautiful
Yeah,
suggestions
yeah.
into their brain about they're kind, they're
This
compassionate,
is so
they're
cool.
smart, they're everything that they're working on.
Yeah.
They tell me, mommy, I want this. My son wants to be a professional soccer player. He's like, mommy, help me do that. So I put those suggestions in there. And because they don't have that analytical mind the way we do,
Yeah.
something called the critical faculty, it goes directly into their unconscious mind. So their
Yes.
unconscious mind is working for them from this age. So as a parent in relationships, I mean, I'm still single, but when I get into a relationship, I hope I do one day, I plan to, I'll use this in my relationship because it will teach you how to communicate,
Yeah.
how to really understand how to build rapport with people.
Yes. Yeah.
Life has become so transactional.
It
We
is.
forget to actually connect with people, especially everything's on Zoom and Instagram. And, I love that we're doing this face to face instead of through Zoom,
Through a
because
Zoom
most
call. This is
podcasts are through Zoom.
exactly.
And the
Yeah.
fact that you're here in my house and we're having this face to face, like, it's such a beautiful experience. And if you can use these tools and techniques to actually connect more on a human level, I mean, it's going to help not only business, your career, like your health. It literally can help anything,
Yeah.
really.
I totally believe in this. And so just to give an example of like the opposite of what you're doing, it's like when you're with your child and you're at the park and some people come up and the child kind of hides behind you and you go,
Mhm.
don't, it's okay, she's shy.
Yeah.
You're planting in their subconscious mind that they're shy. So they're going to start growing
Yep.
up thinking that they're a shy person. Right. So you're doing the exact opposite with
Yep.
your children. And
Mhm.
I love that. At the beginning of the, when you're sharing the example or the story with your daughter, I was going to make a joke. So she's the one teaching you now.
Yeah, she
So
is.
that's so cool.
I
She's
love
actually,
it.
implementing these things on you, and
Yeah.
it's like a family win.
It is. Well, I mean, we're
It's
human. We can't
yeah,
control what happens to us, right? We can't control. We wake up sometimes in stinky mood,
we do.
and
Yeah,
we can choose. This is all about choice. We can choose to stay in the stinky mood, or we can choose to get out of it. And when you have tools and techniques that can literally shift your state in seconds, I mean, that's powerful. That's
very.
powerful, because people get caught up in these stories about this happened and that happened. And when you have tools and techniques to help you get out of that, I mean, it's like the possibilities are infinite of what you can do with your life when you have that.
Yeah, I think it's very important to have these tools as well because you know how easy it is to go from positive mood to a negative mood. Like, oh, you're having a good day and then you spill hot chocolate on
Yeah.
your coffee and then instantly you go into a bad mood.
And then what are you telling yourself?
Exactly.
Right?
And you continue to go into this trap
Yep.
where if you have these tools that you teach in place to where when these hiccups during the day happen,
Yeah.
you can keep yourself on the right track and your
We
month
we
on the
call
right
it
track.
I call it learning to be the director of the movie in your mind, the director
Yes,
of your own
yes.
life. Because a lot of the time, if we have a choice, you can either be playing the horror show, which is a very low vibration, low energy, low frequency,
Hmm.
which, guess what? That's the law of attraction. It's a law. We can't not abide by it.
Yeah,
When you're low frequency, low vibration, that's what you're attracting.
that's very true.
When you are playing the love story, guess what? Those are high vibration, high frequency, and then that's what you're going to get
You're
more
going
of.
to attract. Yeah, it's
You know,
really all on frequency. Like we're
it is.
attracting the law of attraction, just kind of putting this together now. But like the law of attraction is really attracting the frequency you're at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
it, and it falls in line with manifestation. And there's so many manifestation gurus out there, and people have it a little bit wrong, because they're missing the piece that your unconscious mind has to be in rapport with your conscious mind. And that's what we do. Because when you're saying to the universe, this is what I want, and you're putting it out to the universe to say, bring this to me, if your unconscious mind, or even sometimes your conscious mind, it's like the devil and the angel.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
the angel is saying, yes, I want this, I want that, I want a relationship, I want a job, I want to make money, I want to do all these things, but this little devil over here is saying, well, do you really deserve it? Are you smart enough?
Hmm.
Are you good enough?
It's
Are
always
you an
there.
imposter who's going to believe you? That's
Yeah.
what confuses the unconscious mind. Therefore, the manifestation never comes.
Mm.
Because I was just teaching this yesterday, was the unconscious mind is like a 2-year-old. It needs very specific instructions. So if you're telling your unconscious mind, this is what I want, it talks to your higher self, and this is getting kind of deeper into what we do.
Yeah, yeah.
It talks to your higher self that this is where all the resources are, and says, okay, Billie wants this. Cool, let's bring it down. And then all of a sudden, Billie says, well, I don't know if I'm smart enough. I don't know if this is going to happen. I don't know, what if I fail? What if this? Then the unconscious mind says, wait, hang on. Let me hold on.
It's not
She's
ready.
changing what she wants. And then it's like, oh, never mind. She doesn't want it. Or what it does is it brings you a resource to help you get through that, which is often disguised as work, or an opportunity.
Yeah.
And people are like, no, 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 that's too much work, that's growth, that's change, oh my god, it's uncomfortable, I don't know what's going to
Yes.
be. And then guess what? The unconscious mind says, never mind, she doesn't want it bad enough.
Yeah,
It takes
that
it
is
away.
so cool. I love the way you just put that all
Yeah.
together. That is really
When
cool.
this came clear to me, Roman, I was
Yeah.
like, no wonder things haven't been working out
Yeah,
in my
no
life.
kidding.
Of course, I've been confusing the poor universe. It doesn't know what I want.
I absolutely love it. Yeah.
It's like
That is
putting the
cool. Mind
order in
blown.
and then being like, wait a minute, hang on, maybe I want to switch something. You
Yeah.
literally, once you are tapped in, and this is what we teach is like your conscious mind talks to your unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind talks to your higher self. These two don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
The only way to access your higher self and the universe and all the resources is through your unconscious, which is why we work with the
Wow.
unconscious. It's the 90%.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So when you get tapped in and you open that portal, oh
Yeah.
man, life just starts flowing and
I
shifting. And
I,
I'm
I love that.
I am a testament to that because life has been incredible since I started this.
That was amazing, amazing analogy. And
This is what I also share with people is that life is still happens and we are still human. And even though I have this big, beautiful house on the beach with this dock and a speedboat, I sometimes jump in my speedboat and go back to
the
Victim
Island,
Island
it happens.
when
Yeah.
something happens. And then I realize, wait a minute, this place sucks. I don't want to go here because there's nothing for me here. And I jump back in and I go back.
Yeah.
And that's what these tools and techniques allow you to do.
I love how you share that example. It's like no matter how hard we work on it or how hard we better ourselves, we always slightly fall back
Well,
into
because we're never done.
exactly.
When we're done, we're dead. So let's never be done.
So we got to
We are
continue.
constantly growing and evolving, and this is the way the universe teaches us things, to teach
Mhm.
us lessons to grow and evolve. So even though I've done so much work, I've done so much healing in this last year, things will still happen.
Yep.
Things will still creep up. I will still sometimes get limiting decisions, except now I have timeline therapy and I can just blast that out in a few minutes.
Yeah, and these things that still happen help you continue to level up and become better. It's like what
Absolutely.
you said, life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you.
For you and
And
through you.
and through you. I like that. And it doesn't don't just go through life, grow through life.
Love
So
that.
don't just go through these adversities, grow through
Yeah.
these adversities.
If you're not
And-
growing, you're decaying.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's so many great quotes, and you're actually putting out a lot of my favorite quotes. So
Oh, I love it.
I love it. You're on fire. And so tell us, how does someone go about this process of working with you? Like what does that look like? Like if someone wanted say, hey, I need to get off Victim Island, I need to get to Solution City, how does one reach out and how does this process start?
So as I said, I teach courses. Some people want to just do one-on-one work.
Okay.
I mean, I still do one-on-one work.
You do one-on-one
yeah.
and you have
And we have courses.
group
We do
courses.
workshops. I'm actually in the process of creating an online program as well.
Okay.
Because it's just you need a lot of base foundation first,
Yeah.
right? To learn even how does the unconscious mind work. And we teach you the why, not just the what.
This is important.
Yeah,
Why,
I
why,
can
what,
easily
and
do these
how?
tools and techniques, but I need you to understand why it works. And because we're tapping into the unconscious mind, which the majority of people have never done before, there is a level of surrender that we demand and expect from our clients, because if you don't, we won't be able to tap into the unconscious mind the way we need to. And so we don't work with everybody. We share information. I mean, even my Instagram is full of like just tips and values and because we want to teach people and just open up their mindset, because a lot of people have this closed mindset,
It's so
this
true.
fixed mindset that that's it, this is their life, and it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be.
That's what's
So the
holding
first thing we
people
have to
back.
do is kind of warm it up and massage it open so that they allow all this beauty and this learning and this evolvement to actually happen. So one-on-one, the breakthroughs take 10 to 12 hours. We do it within 30 days. And that is because we are literally cracking open your neurology. So we want to make sure that we put all the good stuff in before people go back into some environments where, put not so good stuff in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It could be their work
Yeah.
or even their home,
Yeah, so the Designing Your Destiny workshop, I just finished one this weekend. The next one's actually in person. It's the
Okay.
first one I'm going to do in person here in Vancouver.
I'll come
It's
record
June,
it.
Yeah, it's June 15, 16. It's at the Nook in Richmond.
Oh, yes. You
Yeah.
told me about that,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, and it's
on my calendar.
2 full days. It's just awesome. We take you through an induction on the first day, and it's super powerful, super magical. Even in the 2 days, we see like major transformations, and it's a really good introduction into how this world works. And we give you the structure of the why. We don't give you the what. We do give you some tools and techniques like that you can take right away.
The why is the most important. There's a really good TED Talks called Start With Why.
Yeah.
And it talks about the brain and how the brain works and why it's important to start with why and go to the what and then the how.
Well, people do things backwards.
Yeah.
Right? It's like that whole be, do, have thing.
That's why it fails usually.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the be, do, have. People want to have the things they want to have first so that, then they can be or do the things they want to do. Then they'll be the person they want to be.
Yeah.
What we teach is your thoughts determine your focus drives your results.
Yes.
We don't worry about results. first, what are you focusing on,
Mhm.
and what are your thoughts on? Because what you focus on is what you bring into your life.
100%.
So we got to start from the beginning,
Yeah.
and then that will determine your state, and then that will drive your results. So
I
it's the be, do, have, not
uh,
the other way around.
spot on. I
Yeah.
love it. It's same thing when I always kind of preach when it comes to say teaching your children or getting to what someone wants to do in life is like when we're young, right? Our parents would say, "What do you want to do when you're older?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to be when you're 18?" Instead of like, "How do you want to live?"
Mm-hmm.
And find the why.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people don't even know why they're doing what they're doing. So I always feel like, if you're wondering what to do in life, find out like why is it you
The
want to do
purpose.
those things, like
Yeah.
what, yeah, the why, the purpose.
Yeah.
And then how do you want to live your life, and then find out what's going to get you there, kind of thing, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
No, I do.
So
My daughter always says she wants to be a doctor, which is I've never actually installed that in her at all.
yeah,
And then I ask her, like, why do you want to be a doctor? She's like, because I want to help people,
yeah, so there you go,
right?
that there's the
I mean,
why.
such a proud mom.
Yeah,
She's in ballet, and she's like, I don't want to be a ballerina. I want to be a doctor. I'm like, well, you can be both.
yeah,
Who
that's
says you have to be
amazing.
one,
That's true.
right?
Very true. Have a passion and a purpose.
Yep.
No, that's awesome. So actually, that's part of the reason why I started Rise Over Run, was because I wanted to get to the why behind the businesses.
Yeah.
Because a lot of
Beautiful.
people promote their business, but a lot of people want to hear the why behind
Why
it,
do you
why
do
they
it?
started that business.
Yeah.
So that's what interested me most too, as well, is getting behind these businesses out here in Vancouver and finding out why they're
Yeah.
why they're doing what they're doing. I
I
love
love
it.
that.
What
Yeah.
is your main purpose with Go Mindspire?
Ultimately, I know my purpose in life here is to serve. And I think that's why I got attracted to law enforcement, which I've been doing for almost 2 decades now, was that was literally the ultimate job of service.
Yes.
And it fulfilled exactly what its purpose was for me to learn to deal with people's trauma, learn to hold space for it so that now I can actually be in a business where I can actually learn to help people heal it. And so it's almost this full circle, and still allow to teach and inspire people to take control of their life. And I got into real estate investing because for as a single mom, I want to make sure I have when you're starting new businesses, it's always up and down, you never know. And
Definitely.
having a mortgage and bills and 2 kids to feed. And
It's
so
hard.
I said, what's the best? I've had some really good luck with real estate. And so I opened up that world of mine too. Again, once I went through my breakthrough, I was like, oh, there is a possibility here. I never saw that possibility before I went through my breakthrough, because
Yeah,
again, I was in a closed mindset, fixed mindset.
that's very
That
true.
I was in victim island. I didn't get over to solution. And then when I got over to Solution City, I was like, oh, maybe I should focus on real estate investing, so that passive income can give me that financial freedom in order for me to do this business, which comes from a place of service.
Yeah.
I don't do this business to sell or to, the money is just an exchange of energy in my mind.
Hmm.
Obviously, we're going to exchange energy. That's what happens. I wanted to get into real estate investing, which is now why I'm promoting, especially women in real estate, in how to create that generational wealth so that they can live their purpose. Because so many of us have these golden handcuffs where, like, we go to the job, and the benefits, the pension,
Yeah, we're
the paycheck you're going to get every 2 weeks, that literally handcuffs us from wanting to go pursue our biggest dreams and our biggest goals
so
and our
true.
passions, because it's scary. Well, what if this and what if that? And
Yeah,
what we teach people is stay in a state of curiosity.
yeah.
We were just talking about this the other day, is that, people are like, well, what if I jump off the cliff and I fall? Well, what if you learn to fly?
Exactly. This
It's a
actually,
what if.
this aligns with faith over fear,
I love that.
right?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
this,
this just give me
yeah,
chills.
right. So
Yeah.
that's exactly also another goal of Rise Over Runs, is to encourage people to go after their dream and after their purpose, and not settle for that 9 to 5, those golden
Mm-hmm.
handcuffs,
Yeah.
right? And it's so true. It's we're stuck in. It actually goes right back to the mindset where we're stuck in victim island, and we have this closed mind. We don't look at these investing opportunities or um, anything outside of the norm,
Yep.
right? Or that we're taught in school,
Yeah.
and we're stuck in this mindset. Oh, the rich get richer and the
Yeah.
poor get poorer. Well, it's really just because of a mindset.
It is.
Is they have a different mindset than the rich have a different mindset than the
Yeah.
poor, and they're constantly looking to grow and invest and
Well, it's the
so on
whole
and
rich
so
dad,
forth.
poor dad thing, right? I mean,
Exactly.
rich dad is like, go start businesses, go do this. Poor dad is go to school, get a job, and do this, like
Yeah.
get into the system. And
The
again, those are
system.
programs.
Hmm.
Those are programs that we were given, and I was given that program.
Yeah.
Go get a job, go to school, get a degree. I got 2 degrees. I became, I got a government job, and it's, it's comfortable, it's cushy, except am I going to be able to live my purpose and my passion? Absolutely not.
I love that.
And so
Yeah.
now that's what we teach people, is that it's a choice. And that's what
Hmm.
people don't realize, is that fear is just an hallucination.
Yes. Preach it.
Imagination is that's what that is. So if you want to imagine the horror show, or do you want to imagine the love story? And
Hmm.
that's a choice. And so you can live in that fear, or you can live in that curiosity. And when with the work that we do, if we teach you how to access your unconscious mind, where all those resources are, we give you the ability to trust and have the faith that everything that is meant for you will come, as long as you trust that you are on the path that you're meant to be on.
Yes, and this exactly aligns with believing it, and then really ignoring those thoughts of doubt.
Yep.
Where you said the angel, and it's like with the brain. I loved how
That's
you
why
used
we
that
clean that up.
earlier. Is you have, okay, I want this, and then as your brain starts bringing it down, you're, oh, but am I gonna actually be able to do that?
Yeah.
What if this happens? What if, I run out of money and things like this? And that's exactly how I just love how you put that, and it ends up sending it back. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's usually like that fear of like, what if it doesn't work out, or what will people think of me? And it's
Oh,
usually
that
fear
whole,
holding them back. That's
yeah.
why I always say fear has two meanings: fear everything and run, or face everything and rise. Rise over
Nice.
run.
I love it. I love
Yes.
the analogy of the storm is that the cow runs away from the storm, the bull goes through it to get
Yeah.
to the other side, because it knows that's where it's calm again.
Yeah.
And we're going to come through storms. And I use another analogy.
Oh, that's so good. I'm gonna pause you on that. And then
Okay.
with the cow running from the storm, he has to constantly keep running from the storm.
He just, it's
Rather than running through it and just getting to the better side.
exactly.
Oh, that is so cool. Another one. This is good. Yeah, this is good.
Another, I'm
I
big on
love these
analogies.
analogies.
The
Yeah, very
analogy
good
of
one.
the checkerboard,
Yeah.
right? We want to stay on the white squares. Life's going to happen. What's going to get you on the black square. Now, how quickly can you get back onto the white square?
Mhm. That's so good. And you have the tools to help individials
I'm
stay on
telling
the
you,
white square and get
instant,
back to it.
instant. And, not only just for controlling your thoughts, it's your health.
Yeah.
Like I unfortunately lost 2 really close family members on the same day recently.
That's
And
tough.
it lit more of a fire under me, because I know there's so many people out there suffering that
They
don't
need
need
help.
to.
Yeah.
I've been there, I've done that. And it's not necessary. We literally create our own suffering.
It's so true. And a lot of sicknesses actually come from the mental state.
All of them do.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of them do. And, I don't want to get too much into that whole meta medicine, was what we actually train in our master level program. And, if anyone's ever heard of the new Germanic medicine, like all illnesses and chronic illnesses, they actually happen from significant emotional events that we don't process, and they land in our bodies.
Yeah.
And this has been proven over and over and over again. And so
Well, what's the dog's name again?
that's Maddox.
Maddox. Oh my God, it's just like my cat. Maddox, come on. All right, Maddox is gonna join
Maddox
us.
is going to say hi. Hi, Maddox.
Hey, Maddox.
I think more people know Maddox than they know me because of the trade shows that
Here you
we
go.
do.
Yeah,
Maddox
he's with
is
you at all the
actually
trade shows.
Maddox was actually a registered emotional support dog, and he's amazing. Like sometimes with clients, he knows exactly when clients are starting to feel anxiety.
Sad, and that is
Yeah.
cool. What an adorable puppy. So, what fears did you have to overcome when starting this business and going from the client to training and teaching? What fears did you have to overcome?
I mean, we all have the same fears. Am I going to be good enough? Who's going to listen to me? I mean, if I laugh with some friends, I'm like, if you were to tell me a year ago that this is what I'd be doing, I'd be teaching people about how to, get into their unconscious mind, I would have laughed in your face and said, sorry, I arrest bad guys for a living. What's this woo-woo stuff you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
And once I got into it and learned and actually experienced the power of it, I was like, holy smokes. And to be honest, like there hasn't been any fear. And that's just proof that you're living your purpose.
Yeah.
Is that the fear is not there anymore, because the universe just keeps bringing you everything that you need, and it's just guiding you where you need to go. And that anytime those fears come in, or those limiting beliefs, I mean, I have tools now, timeline
the
therapy. I just
and
blast it out, and then it's never a thing anymore.
it's because the why is way bigger than the fears are.
Oh yeah.
It's the purpose and the why are big enough. And a lot of the times when we say go after your purpose and your passion, it's like everyone has something they're passionate about
Yeah.
deep down, and usually that aligns with their purpose.
Well, we all have gifts.
Yep.
All of us have been given gifts. And when you're starting to use your gifts, that's when things just start being easy, right? Like life doesn't have to be hard. People think, oh, and I hear this all the time, like, it can't be that easy. I know it sounds too good to be true, and it's not. And this is just a program that we're programmed that nothing in life is easy. If it's easy, then it's not worth it. Or if it's easy, it's actually not real. And it actually is not true.
It's
If
so
you're
true.
doing it hard, if it's hard for you, that just means you're doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That just means you're not doing what you're meant to do. Because when you are, like this is so easy for me. Like I
Yeah.
don't script things. I don't have to worry about, like, when I am going and presenting things, I rarely ever plan everything, and I just trust that whatever needs to come through me, and whatever
It's
message
coming.
needs to be come out and heard, will come through me. And that is trusting that the universe is working for me and not
Against
against
you.
me.
I love that. No,
Yeah.
that's amazing. I really love everything you're sharing, and the mindset behind it, the perspective. I love your analogies. This has been really good, I have to
Thank
say.
you.
And you're just an adorable cutie, aren't you? Yeah, I'm gonna put you down now. And oh, that's amazing. And I believe, that's true. It's not. I don't think it's that the fears go away. I think the fears are there, but it's more so, like I said, the why,
How do
your
you
purpose,
manage
and
it?
like how much you love it. Like the fears don't mean anything. You know what I mean? And I guess
they,
like
they
there's
still they still you want to still take note of them. Just even like emotions, people always want to repress their emotions. Emotions
yes,
are there to serve a purpose.
yes,
So
yes,
if something is scary, that's where you really want to lean into it, because, well, ask yourself, why is it scary? What am I supposed to learn here?
yeah,
Because ultimately our brain likes safety. That's one of the prime directives of our unconscious mind, is to keep us safe. And so when there's something unknown, our program is to be like, oh, it's unknown, it's scary, what if it's going to hurt us? And this is what we want to back away from and say, still acknowledge it,
mm-hmm.
appreciate it, that thank you for waking me up that something is changing here, and now what can I do to resolve it,
Yeah.
and what can I learn from this, instead of letting it paralyze you and making you run away from it.
Yes, it's so
Right,
true.
run
Running
through
from,
the
yeah, yeah, run
storm.
through and not from. That's exactly what came to mind
Yep.
when you said that. And
Right,
run
you're
through it,
just,
not
it's
run
the
from it.
inevitable. Like, why are you
It's-
prolonging the inevitable? The storms are going to come. If you're just running away from them, you're going to have to deal with it at some point.
yeah, it's like the cow that just keeps having to run rather than run through it and get to the better side quicker.
Be the bull.
Yeah, that is so cool. Be the bull.
Be the bull.
I love it. That's all amazing.
Yeah.
And what actually, when you continue to ponder on those problems or issues, and you're stuck in victim island, that's what paralyzes you.
Mhm.
But when you start working on the solution, you already start feeling better right away. Like, it's not that big of a deal, or how did I let that bother me for
Yep.
so long? It's just like, for example, the phone. If I hold this out right
Oh, look
now,
at that, is 111.
angel number.
Right, 111.
What does 111 mean?
So this is actually the flower of life with 111, and it's actually infused with the Schumann frequency. It keeps me on my soul path. And once I had this on, I put it in about last October, I think. It just, again, things have
It's
just been
been in
flowing,
lining. I
and it's
love it.
like I said, when you're tapped in, I mean, people, like, the universe is so magical and
It's
so
also
vast.
when you're committed, like you're fully committed,
Yeah.
right? So it's like oh yeah, I'm gonna add to that, because yeah, like adversity and things are gonna come when you're even starting to build your own business, right? There's times where it doesn't just flow, but it's when you're actually fully committed, and you like you're mentioning, when your brain says, Roman wants this, and then it goes to grab it for you, let's say, and you're
Yep.
starting to manifest it in reality, and then you start doubting yourself, and it slowly starts putting it back
Yep.
because maybe you don't want it bad enough. Or when you start a journey, like, okay, I've always wanted to be an actor, and then you start on the journey of acting, something's going to happen to where it tests you to how bad you want it enough. And then once it knows that you're fully committed to that vision, then things are going to start
Right.
flowing
It's
because you're
like
fully
not
committed.
having a no number.
Yeah.
Like you use the actor analogy. Like it's so much rejection, right? Like
Hmm.
you're constantly being rejected. What's your no number? Is it after 20 rejections you're going to stop being an actor?
Or is
If you
it
really want to be an actor, there is no no number. You
exactly?
never stop.
You know what no means? Next opportunity.
Yeah.
And you just keep going next,
Yeah.
next, next, and you never give up. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when,
Exactly.
right? And
And
that's why a lot of businesses don't work for people, is because they say, "Oh, I'll try it for a year and see how it
this is
goes."
what we say. Well, I guess it just wasn't meant to be. You
Yeah, yeah,
know?
you make it meant to be.
Exactly.
Uh,
And that's what we give up in life. And for me in this business, I've never, like, I've done several businesses in my life throughout. I was never in the right environment for them to actually be successful. And now I know why, is because I wasn't doing what I was meant to do.
mhm,
And even now, I don't have a no number because I know this is my purpose and this is my mission. And I trust that the universe will connect me with those that I'm meant to serve,
mhm,
and that those that are meant to come to me for healing or transformation or whatever it is will be magnetized to me. And it's been happening. I have not done any marketing. Everything's word of mouth. I literally, wherever I'm out there networking and speaking, because you have to always
yeah,
share your voice and share your message and share your story. Because when now, even with this, see, someone will listen to this and be like, wow, I'm exactly where Billie was last year. If she could get there, maybe I could get there.
mhm,
And this is exactly what we say, is that we're literally 2 train cars ahead of our clients.
yeah.
I know the way. Come, I'll show you.
And that's the key to getting results, is find someone who has the results you want, no
Yes.
matter what it is, whether it's investing, working out, physique, mental health,
Yep.
right? You find someone who has the results you want, and then you learn from
I think
them
having a
and
coach
submit to them.
or a mentor, I have a mentor.
Yeah.
And if your mentor doesn't have a mentor, don't have that mentor.
Yeah, yeah, because
Because if
everyone
it's
needs a
always one
mentor.
hand up, one hand down.
I agree with this.
I'm
Yeah.
learning and I'm passing it forward, and I'm learning and I'm passing it forward, and I'm up leveling and I'm up leveling others. And that's exactly how we raise consciousness and uplift humanity before we go.
Yeah, this is very important. So take notes. I strongly, strongly agree with this in all sectors of life. I
Yeah.
believe it's very important. And make sure, if you're taking advice from someone, or being mentored, that they have the results you want. That's also very important.
Yeah. Don't take advice from people that aren't where you want to be.
Yes, there it
Right?
is. There it is.
Totally.
Perfect.
If someone if somebody is giving you advice on how to make money and they're struggling, don't talk to them.
Yeah, very
Like, I
important.
don't give real estate advice to anybody because, or I wouldn't give real estate advice to anybody if I wasn't doing real estate investing.
Mhm.
If I wasn't my biggest client, I wouldn't be doing this work.
Yes.
I got to
Yeah.
first of all show people that I know that works, because I've been using it myself. Now that I work with clients and I've seen the transformations, I have the testimonials. Except if your person is not walking the walk, don't let them talk the talk.
Yeah, I totally agree with this. It's absolutely very well put.
Yeah.
Really good
The
analogy.
crabs in the bucket is that, you're trying to get out of the bucket and go explore and do your dreams and fulfill your passions and all that, and everybody else in the bucket is pulling you back down because they're saying, oh, it's scary out there.
Yeah.
What, we don't know what's out there. And they're not doing it because they want to hold you back. And most of the time, you mentioned parents, they are doing the best they can with the resources they have. And this is what we teach, is everybody's doing the best they can with the resources they have in that moment. That's not to say that what they're doing is right. And that's not to say it's best for you. However, that's what they know. That's the programs that they're running. And, I don't believe a lot of the things that the way my parents raised me was correct. And now that I'm a mom, I'm doing things differently for my kids. And that's okay. I don't knock them for it. And I appreciate that what my parents did the best they could for me in the capacity that they were able to.
Yeah.
I'm first generation born in Canada. They took those risks to leave India and come here. And had that not happened, and this gives me little goosebumps too, I don't think I would have been able to do what I was going to do. And that just proves that the universe meant for me to be the first generation in Canada
to go through everything you went through,
all that generational trauma that my family carried, so that now my daughter doesn't have to deal with it. She has a clean slate to grow and evolve and just create the beautiful life for herself and the generations moving forward.
It's amazing.
It ends here.
It. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have for someone who's struggling with mental health, or just stuck on victim island and want to get to Solution City?
Oh man, I have so much advice. The biggest thing I can say is, if you are struggling, reach out. There's something called vicious independence, and trust me, I was there too. Is that
Vicious
I don't
independence.
need anybody. I'm going to get through this myself, and everybody's out to get me. And
Mm,
the world is just a horrible place, and cancel. There are people out there that want to help, and
I
there
love that.
are tools and resources that can help you get out of that hole. And just find the people that are going to help you raise your vibration. And it's like the whole seed of life. If the 5 people around you are vibrating at a low vibration, guess what? That's where you're going to stay.
Yeah.
If you can find the 5 people around, that saying, like, show me the 5 people you
You
hang
hang
out
out
with, and
with,
I'll
I'll
tell
show you
you
your
who you are,
future. Yeah. Yeah.
or show you your future. So start hanging out with people. Don't be talking to people about, if you're going through a divorce, talking about the divorce. Don't get me wrong. Becoming to awareness is necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Once you know what you are, where you don't want to be, now start finding people around you, or communities and tribes. Like, tribes are so important, and that community that is going to uplift you and give you the resources to help you get out,
Yeah.
and
Very
know that
important.
there is a way out. And this is like my mission. One of my biggest missions now is to get timeline therapy out there. Not many people know about this
Yeah,
modality.
no, it's very new to me,
Yeah.
but I just see it working great results for yourself,
Yeah.
right? And
Because we
then
get to
now,
the root cause, and that's what's beautiful about this work, is we get to the root cause of the trauma without going to the trauma.
mhm,
So because the unconscious mind already knows what happened. It doesn't need to revisit that neurology again. And we don't want to fire that neurology again.
yeah,
Because when we think about the traumatic event, which is what talk therapy is, and it's okay, like I said, it has its place because it brings it to awareness.
yeah.
Once you have it to awareness, just
Then what
going
do you
and
do?
talking about the trauma, you're physiologically, your body is going through that trauma again.
Yeah, and you just keep
That's
bringing it up,
that's why I
keep
always
going
felt
through it.
like I got hit by a train every time I left therapy, because
Therapy.
I literally went through it again. And so what we do in timeline therapy is we go back to the root cause before the actual event, without actually talking about the
Hmm.
event. Once the unconscious mind can upload the lessons and just learn the positive learnings of what it needed to learn there, it releases it.
Yeah.
It's powerful, it's beautiful, it's gentle, and it works
Yeah.
fast.
Amazing advice and really amazing interview. Everything you shared was fantastic.
Thank
And
you.
so make sure, don't hesitate to reach out if you're struggling with anywhere, any area of your life. Reach out to Billie. She can help you with, mental health, really going from that victim island to
Solution City.
solution
Yeah,
city.
it's way funner there.
Yeah, I love that. And I've just seen amazing results from Billie herself within the last year,
Yeah.
right? We've known each other for a couple years now,
Yeah.
and just once she started this new path of hers, I could really see yeah, just how passionate she was about it. And that's why we're here today. It's
Yeah.
just, I really loved what she was doing. I love her mission. It falls right in line with Rise Over Run. So I'm going to have her website, Instagram, TikTok, everything down in the description. Don't hesitate to reach out. You can contact me. I can connect you with her, or just feel free to reach out to Billie. Let her know you're from the Rise Over Run Vancouver community. She has free 30-minute discovery calls, so no
Yeah.
charge. You can just connect with her and share with her, where you're at and where you want to go, and she can help you get there. And I just absolutely love what you're doing, and love
Thank
the
you.
energy and just everything about it. It's
Thank
just
you.
absolutely amazing. So thank you for coming on the show,
Thank you
Billie.
for having me.
Amazing.
Love you.
Yeah,
Love
I
to
love it.
me. Love to
I
everybody.
love it. And then also, just to add really quickly, investing, real estate investing, if you're interested in learning more about that, Billie's also been doing some great things in regards to real
Yeah.
estate investing. You got your show coming up tomorrow, which we
We're doing an event called WINC. It stands for Women Investors Network Canada. There are so many different strategies for investing. People think they need a large sum of money. You
Mhm.
actually don't need money to invest in real estate. There's ways to get involved in real estate investing. You can invest your RSPs into real estate. You can invest your TFSAs. You can get 16 to 20% returns. Like, there is so many different strategies in real estate other than just going out and buying a property and renting it out, which
Mm.
was my
Is it
idea of what real
mainly?
estate
Yeah, exactly.
was.
When most people think of real estate, that's what they
Exactly.
think.
And now when I shifted, when I told you, when I went through my breakthrough, my mindset started opening up, and resources started coming. And I can, honestly say and proudly say now that I'm an international real estate investor. I own now 2 properties in Mexico, in the States, across Canada, and three provinces right now, maybe 4 soon. And, I never thought of that. And I never
Yeah,
even thought of myself as a real estate investor. I bought a couple condos for my kids because I thought I was just being a good mom and, something for their future. And now I know that I was limiting myself. I literally
Yeah.
was limiting. It was just me getting in my own way. And once I opened up myself and I started networking and meeting people, now literally the world's my oyster.
I love
And
that.
I've partnered with Honeybee Development with Alejandra and Mimi, who is a woman-led team, and we aligned so well because they are wanting to democratize real estate so that everybody can be a part of it, and that it's not just for the elite and not just for the people that have a lot of money to
Hmm.
invest, that everybody can start building generational wealth for their families for generations to
Yes,
come.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
amazing.
beautiful.
So yes, if you're also looking to, start investing into real estate or just have questions, you can also reach out to Billie. So she's doing many different things, and
Yeah.
she's definitely someone great to talk to and work with. So feel free to reach out. Again, everything's going to be down in the description. And amazing job today. Thank you for
Thank
coming on the
you.
show
Thank you
again.
for having me. I could talk about this all day
I
long if you
know
let
it's
me.
amazing. I love it. You're really easy to talk to,
Yeah,
and
thank you.
it's nice. So feel free to reach out. We're gonna wrap it up there. Amazing job, Billie. Thank you, and
Yahoo!
over and out.